Let's slow things down with some ultra low ISO film. Okay, so the sun is out. I loaded this thing correctly. Well, hopefully I loaded the thing correctly. Still going. Certain most of us are familiar with our backyards right now. I have right here some Fuji Orthochromatic recording film. Here we go. It's ISO 6-25. My camera can only go down to 12, so I'll shoot it at ISO 12. The Canon T70, and I have to show this off since I have good light right here. Check out this strap. This is a custom strap my friend Danny got me for my birthday. I turned 40 recently, and yeah, I am super excited about this strap. It's nice and comfortable. She got it from an Etsy seller. It has my logo on it. I will put some information about the seller in the description. And huge thanks to Danny for doing that for me with the fisheye, because why not? Just trying things out. Early autoloaders obviously needed a little bit more help than modern ones. Putting it under the notch. Ooh, this is fancy. Inside foil of this is red. The first one I tried was Sonic 25 from the Film Photography Project, and I did not take enough time to learn how to load the camera, and I wasted the entire roll. Despite the loss of my Sonic 25, I went out with a roll of Kodak 2238 panchromatic separation film. It's black and white, rated ISO 6-25. The T70 doesn't do 6 ISO, so I decided to shoot it at 12 and split the difference. Yeah, 2238, and here we go. Sounds much better this time. So what I'm attempting to do here is use the red filter option like I did yesterday to create a little bit of contrast and drama. I have a couple of walkers here, so let's keep some social distance. BRB. Breath and hope for the best. I really liked the results of the Kodak 2238. My biggest problem was that I insisted on shooting everything with a red filter, which made some extremely contrasty photos. Although if I had opened up a bit on the camera, it probably would have helped. But also if I had chosen a different time of day. But landscapes are limited right now with social distancing and other protective rules in place. Overall, I like the contrasty look though. As you'll see on a lot of these slow ISO films, they have a very distinctive character to them. If you shot around 50 or sometimes even 25 depending on the film, but especially 50 to 80, you would get more common looking films that just had very fine grain. But when you start getting these specialty films, which are not always intended for photography originally, you'll start seeing a lot of character. And you'll see that in the JCH and Street Candy films, for example. Those were not intended for stills photography, and that's one of the reasons they have such an interesting and unique look. As I mentioned, social distancing is a lifestyle right now, and so I decided to try out the orthochromatic shooting around home. And what more important to shoot around home than pictures of puppies? I have Lola and Maggie on hand, and Lola was unusually open to photographs on this day, so I decided to try to document her. Her fur has, you see that brownish tint that I thought might look interesting in the orthochromatic film, and you'll see the results of that. also used a macro lens with my Canon T70. I have so many FD lenses. I don't know how I got that many, but that's one of the reasons I got another FD camera. But because, yeah, I have a ton of options when it comes to FD lenses. That's Lola enjoying the sunlight. Speaking of slowing down, there's somebody who knows how to slow down and really take something in. Tasma Mikrat is a Soviet-era microfilm, I believe, and this particular roll was repackaged by the people at the All Through a Lens podcast. All Through a Lens co-hosts and photographers Eric and Vanya teamed up to rebrand some Tasma Mikrat that they hand-loaded and marketed it as the Slow Meow with a really neat wrapper and everything, and they sold it on Eric's Etsy store, which I will link in the description, by the way. Time for some extreme wind noise and some Tasma Mikrat 12 ISO film on the beach. I'm going to try it with this orange filter that I have for my tungsten film. Also, you should definitely check out the All Through a Lens podcast. And this was shot in Vero Beach, Florida, by the way. Let's see what we can get out here. I viewed these photographs as sort of stills from a movie, or if you have seen La Jetée, the black and white stills movie that inspired 12 Monkeys, it's got kind of that vibe to me, if you ask me. Although mine aren't that good or anything, that's how I feel when I took these pictures and when I look at them now. I just set up for a picture with beautiful sunrise colors, and it just completely disappeared. I guess I will go to my alternate location since the sun is up, and we will see what I can get there. Pretty sure this is how a horror movie begins. I'm going fully into Silent Hill right here. This is a wise decision. I would love to do a photo shoot out here, but guess what? Be around people. And then finally, 1.6 ISO. I had to meter this with my phone. If this were bigger, it'd be a total Michael Kenna ripoff moment. Patience is a virtue for landscape photography, but on a day like today, I don't have much patience. We spend so much time feeling guilty for enjoying things because we have something more productive to do, or something to do for someone else, or we feel this sense of shame for taking a moment to enjoy things, like a foggy sunrise. And there's a lot to be worried about, but there's also a lot to love and enjoy in this world. And you shouldn't feel guilty for doing so. I will post a link to the Etsy store where I bought most of these slow films in the description below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment. I really enjoy those. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers and I'm super stoked. I will see you again next week. Stay safe and thank you. Bye.